Previously on Roleplay Radio?
Dean Valentin, do you remember the night that we took care of the Mage Hunter eggs in the story?
Yes.
Well, Griff's been acting off since then. He's been sick. Seems like something is messing with his mind.
You don't just get resuscitated without some side effects. What your friend is experiencing here, Griffin, are you there? There is a beast living within him. We are to take it out, or it's going to take over him.
Dean Valentin.
Yes.
This might be way off. Well, I mean, you remember the corrupted Eldritch Bomb, right? And how it turned things monstrous. Would it at all be possible that the counter effects on that kind of monstrosity might work here?
Do you have your notes?
Yes.
Pull them out now. You
Okay.
might be onto something. Griff, when you wake up, you're feeling better than ever. But you are in Dean Valentin's cottage still. How are you feeling?
Pretty great.
If I asked on a scale of 1 to 10, how angry are you?
This is new. This is 3.
You listen to me. Something happened to you. Something that you may not fully comprehend. If ever there comes a time where you lose your temper, please aim it in the right direction. After your exams, things begin to liven up around campus as you are heading to the Strixhaven Stadium for today. It is your reserved time for Midge Tower practice.
Gary's doing his laps, and whoever is near him, I'm gonna say it's a mistake. He's just like, wait, is that Greta in the bleachers?
Yeah, she's part of Scroller Blades.
Oh, great! I need to talk to her.
Right, for the Gotcha. Greta.
Hey, hi.
Could you come with me for a few minutes?
What's up? What do you want?
Gary has a way to let you remember everything from last year. Anyways, I can bring you to him and he can walk you through the rest.
And as you're leading the way, all of a sudden, you feel the ground rumbling. It starts off as a light tremor. You could practically see the field moving a little. The bells start ringing in the distance, and the dragon's guard immediately scurry away.
Last time the bells rang, it was owlbears. What do you think it is this time?
Bullets?
What?
Like armored moles.
The entire field begins moving again.
Alright, let's get Greta to where it's safe.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And as she takes the next step, suddenly, Greta vanishes. The ground underneath her sinks.
I try to grab her.
You manage to pull Greta. She is covered in mud. What the fuck is... What? And as you pull her out, a 10-foot hole has erupted, and it's water mixed with dirt, so it's just very muddy water. Immediately you hear Lieutenant Stoffels come in like, quick now, we need every single waterbender, every single earthbender to the Biggloplex in the Scriptoria now. There's a leak. Tev number 7th, 2 months ago.
Gary's gonna go talk to Maxie.
Okay, you find Maxie tinkering with a puppet. Looks like made out of wood, and it's like she's trying to install gears into it.
You wanna see the boiler room?
You get down there, and she's just amazed at all of the engines and the gears and all that, and she's just like, whoa. Hey, Garrett?
Either's fine, I usually go by Gary.
Garrett.
Oh boy.
Nope.
I'm trying to learn how to make it walk on its own, and she holds up her puppet. You think they can teach me at Strixhaven?
I mean, I would think so. I actually learned something kind of similar, but from an alchemy perspective. And it wasn't really something I was taught in classes, so much as something I kind of just ended up having to figure out. So Gary will pull out like a little potion bottle and be like, do you mind if I demonstrate on yours? I don't want to ruin it or anything, but it won't be ruined.
What is that?
It's just a concoction I made that would animate it, but only temporarily.
She holds it right out.
So Gary will turn this into a homunculus servant.
Yes!
Nice.
That's exactly what she's trying to learn. You pour it, and the puppet, I want to say she laid it down on the floor, and then the puppet just sits up and just looks up at both of you. The problem is she didn't build it a mouth, so... She's like, oh crap.
That's
Okay, that's next. Needs a voice box. Wow.
I mean, well,
She tries to taunt it over like a puppy.
at least you know now. This was based off of. So, I don't know if you heard about anything that happened last year at Strixhaven.
No, she keeps poking the puppet.
So there was this bomb that would turn things to life and
That's
make them
cool.
evil. And anyways, over the summer I was working on extracting out the turning things to life part without the making them attack you part.
She keeps just poking the puppet. She's like, yeah, alchemy's not my jam, Gare. She grabs it. No, it's okay. She grabs the puppet. She looks and see how the gears are working on the inside and what she needs to tweak. She opens the aperture in the back.
No!
So, can I make this happen without alchemy?
I mean, I'm sure that there's a way. There are plenty of clockwork servants, and I don't think any of them are running on alchemy magic.
Great. She holds out her hand. Again.
Sorry that your mom replaced you with me.
That's weird.
She was about to say something nice and then she changes her mind last minute. She's like, okay. I didn't think she replaced me. I think she was just sending me away to learn.
I mean, that's what you said to her.
Well, that's between me and my mom. And
Okay.
I'd prefer it if people didn't get involved.
You sound a lot like your mom.
But thank you. That's really fucking cool. Is it gonna stay like that, or like how long do I
Not
have?
for very long. Maybe an hour or so.
Okay.
In actuality, Gary could keep this going as long as he wanted, but I don't want to run out of alchemist infusions
Sure,
because he's
sure.
just animated Maxie's thing.
All right. That's gonna earn you a +1.
Hey.
2 months later. This is why I don't make jokes around you guys. It ripples. Okay. We begin tonight with the bells. It was a perfectly normal day at Strixhaven, and then the bells began. And everybody knows what the bells mean. Today, they specifically are ringing them because of, quote-unquote, a leak in the scriptorium. Within minutes, the central campus of Strixhaven is a bit chaotic, as people are rushing out of the biblioplex because the scriptoria took the blunt force of it, little to the F-Squad's knowledge. There was a rupture, almost like a freak of nature had moved the earth around, or something was digging tunnels under there, wreaking havoc, and a lot of kids in the scriptoria who were there studying took the blunt hit. They had to swim away to safety. Distant screaming resonated throughout all of the scriptoria. I'm imagining a lot of people who were on canoes elsewhere on higher caverns. We see a satyr professor reading in a canoe as the canoe slowly starts to get lower and lower because the water's draining, and eventually
Somebody's draining the bathtub. The plug, we have better call. Oh boy. It's not good.
But honestly, the floods are only part of the problem. The real problem became the earth itself. Sinkholes began popping up everywhere. In one moment, students were having lunch at the Fire Toad Cafe, and then the next thing they know, their entire table was sunken and they were dragged into the earth.
That's why they should have gone to the Bozen Tavern.
Exactly. Sinkholes began popping up everywhere. Entire carriages, stages, student towers began to sink into the earth, and then students started panicking and trying to get out.
These people dying going into the crevices and holes? Is that the scene?
We see staff rallying together, helping to bring the students
people in the
out.
tower. Okay.
Yeah, those who are.
Everybody's fine.
Fuck, dude.
Wow.
Is this
killed
just a
one guy last
mass
year.
death?
It's a natural disaster here. But we do see
Natural.
staff rallying together to help out. We see Dean Zimone casting mathematical magic into the air. Don't question it. It's just,
Magical.
it's a belt. It's a glowing belt with like formulas written on it or something to create an anti-gravity field so that students can jump out of their towers. And Dragon's Guard as well. The Dragon's Guard are actually taking off their armor and creating dams in Witherbloom as well because they don't need armor right now. The water is and the earth is the real issue, or at least so they think, because no one really knows the cause of this yet. Funnily enough, back at the Strixhaven Stadium, the F-Squad just learned the cause of this. A sloth showed up, popped out of the ground, out of that sinkhole, and you all are facing it Please, do roll initiative. The blue Slaad crawls out of the ground on all fours and immediately lunges ahead, but the earth underneath him is making him sink back in. It's too muddy. It's very unstable. Gary, you are next. You just witnessed the blue Slaad try to attack your friends.
Okay, what Gary is gonna do, he'll pull out a vial of grease and throw it at the ground where the Slaad is, and he's gonna make some magic stones.
Mistake.
Okay. I don't want to just like leave Greta next to this dude. I think I'm gonna just stay until Greta can get to safety and stab it.
Yeah.
No.
First roll of mistake is a nat one.
I'm gonna say Mistake got some of the grease on her, plus with the ground still kind of heaving and getting really sloshy, being very difficult to maintain balance on, she just completely misses with the rapier, unable to get solid footing, and with a bit of grease on her face. Sorry!
Griff wants to push it in the hole. Griff wants to shove it into the hole.
It would be really fun, since he's standing on grease, for him to be able to be pushed farther.
Right?
15.
Good luck.
Okay, Griff sees me, goes on. I'm gonna take him to the hole. Runs down the distance of the pitch and just slam right into the slide and be abruptly, rudely stopped.
He looks shorter from afar. He's actually taller than you, but
Yeah.
he is made like stone. Even with the grease below his feet, he does slide a little bit, but he's holding.
Well, so he's gonna use Quicken Spell. I want to cast Chromatic Orb at him. He crumples into the slide, shakes it off, just, and just instinctively throws out his arm and just shoots a Chromatic Orb. Oh!
Nothing?
It is a horrible miss.
The comedy of errors continues.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody has succeeded at
Nothing.
anything.
All right. What is going on here? Do we need to swap dice? We need to rotate dice? What do we need to do here?
We have a whole bunch of other dice in the other room. Brand new dice aren't infected by the vibes of the room.
5, 6,
I
7,
have-
1, 2, 3. Cost.
Koss is going to sludge on over to the armoire that is currently burning.
Yes, it is.
Burnt up in the center of the field, and they're going to take out some of their special magical paints infused with Eldritch Bomb and draw a face onto the armoire. And then the armoire springs to life and then turns to Koss, and Koss says, "Go get him!" and draws mean eyebrows over it. They will command the armoire to go attack the Slaad. The armoire rolled 23.
First hit.
And it's the furniture.
The Slaad is dealing with Mistake, Greta, and Griff, and then suddenly just gets hit in the back of the head by a fucking door. As all this is happening, you hear the ground rumble again. You feel it. Near the base of your tower, out of the ground crawls a red Slaad, looking just as ravenous, and it's about to jump your way when suddenly that same ground that was just moved around moves back up again, and a face appears and goes, "Oh no, you don't!" It's Phoenix, and she is going to erupt out of the ground. She cannot fight, but she sure as hell can get in the way. So brings us to Greta, which I think if you guys are not insulted, she's going to disengage and run.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
actually, I kind of like the idea of instead of running to safety, she climbs the armoire. Can she do that?
Oh yeah, sir.
She gets inside.
Instead of in charge of the arm, she's got the doors.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, she just jumps in. She's currently protected by a
Run a
shield.
door puncher.
I love it.
The blue Slaad is pretty pissed off at this armoire, but it's kind of just inclined to follow the blood, not an inanimate object. So he's going to swing at Mistake and Griff, one each. Yeah. 27 to hit Mistake. Upwards swing of the claws rips some of your robes and makes you bleed. Griff, that's a nat 20.
Silvery barbs, that one. I'll waste a second level spell slot for that.
Kos saw the sharp claws heading right for Griff's heart. Silvery barbs the motherfucker. And that's a 15.
No.
And the silvery barbs
Thank you.
flying the Slaad just and then just hits air. Gary.
Gary would like to remember what he learned about Slaad and any resistances or weaknesses. 12.
You know, weaknesses you're having trouble remembering, but you sure remember that the Slaad have resistance to, you remember it because it's so basic, cold and hot. They have resistance to both cold and hot.
Okay, great. We can work with that. Gary is going to get out his slingshot and shoot an acid barb at it. Dirty 20.
Yes, you hit it right in the ribs, and the acid is burning through its skin, and it's just shrieking at you. Mistake, you're up.
I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage. Then I'm going to fire at the blue stuff.
Okay. He's facing down Griff, and they're doing the kind of dance, and then an arrow just flies by Griff's head.
A nice mistake. I mean, that was nice shot. Mistake.
That goes to Griff.
He saw the poison barb, and so he's gonna back up and risk the attack.
Okay. As you're heading away, the blue slot swings at you, square in the chest. Before you do absolutely anything else, when he hits you and slashes you,
It feels good.
sure it does. The sting feels surprisingly good.
Oh,
Can
no.
you roll a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah. Nat 20.
Nice. Nice.
Will that work?
You snap out of it.
It's a minus
immediately,
1 though, because that's my wisdom.
And it no longer feels that cool. It feels very, very painful. You didn't feel it until like 2-3 seconds later.
Oh, fuck. Finally next serve. He's gonna try chromatic orb again.
Okay.
17 plus 6.
So an orb appears out of your ring as you hurl. It's a green orb.
Something like a green gusher that kind of comes out, and explodes on them like a gusher.
Cos is next.
Great. So Kos is going to spend a bonus action to command the armoire so that armoire can act on its turn, and then Kos is going to put down a hypnotic pattern right here.
Ooh.
Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw.
Red first. 16.
All right, yeah, that would save.
The blue one is an 8.
All right, so the blue one becomes charmed for 1 minute. While charmed, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
The red one is next.
Well, actually, the armoire is next.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
armoire
yeah.
is going to float over to the red one and just go boom, 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 boom. Pumping it with its doors. Oh, nat 20.
Yes!
Let's go, armoire.
Fucking armoire.
I absolutely love that the F Squad started with fighting furniture and now it is using fighting furniture.
The red slot sees that it is cornered. It is on one side. On one side, there is a statue that just erupted out of the ground and is now 10 feet tall in front of them and pretty wide. And then, of course, an armoire that just came and beat the shit out of it out of nowhere. So what it does is it backs up, jumps back into the hole, and disappears unbeknownst to you. Meanwhile, as all of this is happening, as you are having this encounter with the Slaad, you notice that a bunch of students begin to run in and descend here. They're all just freaking the hell out because the Dragon's Guard sent them here thinking that it was safe. A lot of open field, nothing to fall on top of you. They figured this was safe, but they arrive and skid to a halt and like, what the fuck is going on? Additionally, out of the ground, a much smaller hole appears. Much, much smaller. But it appears right in front of the students as a tiny little bullywug, distant cousin to the Slaadi per some of your textbooks, appears there. At first you see the head, looks around, sees Gary, sees Gary's feet. I assume Gary's focused on the fight here.
Sure.
Ignores Gary for now, turns his attention to the students. His cheeks bubbling up. He gets ready to erupts a stream of acid at these students. Oh no! Some of them get showered with acid, but all of a sudden, a Dragon's Guard shield appears in front, blocking the acid. The acid squirts in every direction. You notice that it is not a Dragon's Guard behind that shield. It's King.
Oh.
He found a Dragon's Guard shield that Dragon's Guard left behind and is holding it in front of this bullywug. The blue slot is next though, so what does it have to do?
It does straight up nothing.
It does straight up nothing. head bobbing in place like in a drunken stupor.
So, bad news.
Oh, right, yes.
The acid barb does another 2d4 damage.
Okay.
As the barbs just keep kind of sinking into its flesh. It's very unpleasant.
That acid damage snaps him out of that drunken stupor. Gary, you are next.
Cool. Gary noticed the bullywug, I hope?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think at this point you would have.
Okay. He mostly wants to get its attention away from the students. He's going to load his slingshot this time with a magic stone and fling that at the bullywug. 16 to hit.
Okay.
And then, seeing Koss bring the armoire to life reminds Gary that, like, he has Eldritch Balm too, and he's gonna pull out. I want to say that because he makes his homunculus servants kind of on the fly, I want to say this time it's like something that Maxie made. What I really want it to be is one of those little cymbal monkeys. Yes! He's just like kind of looking around his stuff and he finds this little cymbal monkey and he's like, rubs some Eldritch Balm on it and with his bonus action, it's just like, get the bullywug! And then, like the armoire, it takes its turn after my turn.
All right. So this bullywug just finished as terrorizing the students and suddenly gets hit in the head by a magic stone.
Hey! Over here!
Turns around.
Monkey goes flat.
All right, Mistake, you're up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep attacking the blue guy now that he's no longer charmed. 14 plus 7, 21.
Yeah, the arrow, I want to say, hits him somewhere pretty vulnerable this time. So maybe somewhere close to the neck. Dangerously close to the neck as greenish black blood begins to gush out of this slot. And for some reason, it appears to not be slowed down by it. It is pissed off and focused on you that the blood is just gushing, and it's at most a hindrance. It's like carrying around sandbags. As you hear the bullywug from afar say something in an unknown language to you. Griff.
I'm gonna try Maximilian's Earthen Grasp. Griff simulates. He's always gonna keep in mind what Thorn did, how like Thorn put his hands in the ground. Griff just kind of thrusts his hand towards the ground and like will flex.
It's almost like you're punching the ground so it can erupt elsewhere. Just for flavor, I think Phoenix is shrinking a little so that you can use more earth. Like, yes, get him, darling.
Griff is now very focused on, his hand is up in the air like he's holding the slot by its neck with dirt that looks exactly like his arm.
Beautiful.
Earthen paw.
All right, Koss.
Let's see. Koss is going to shrink into a small form so that Mistake can shoot over them. They're going to say to the bullywug, "Listen, I'm sure that you're good at being a frog, but you don't need to be such a bully about it." 5 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack it makes. And then bonus action to command the armoire to smack the bullywug.
Sweet.
And then finally the armoire is going to hover out of its reach to provoke an opportunity attack.
From the bullywug?
Yes.
I think as the armoire began backing away, the bullywug turned around and just burped really loud. And it's poison spray. The armoire needs to make a con saving throw.
I bet the armoire is probably immune to poison.
Yeah, it is actually immune to poison.
Damn it! Okay. Well, I did what I did.
As that happens, Koss is also going to say to all the students, Run in now!
Yeah, they'll start running.
Greta could also bail out of.
Actually, yeah, I think Greta just jumps out of the armoire and begins running after the students. We'll go get help, they say. And as you're feeling so confident, right in front of you, the ground sinks a little. The red slot pops out, but you don't even see its head. The claw is the first thing to get you and tries to poke at you. 8 to hit.
8 does not hit me.
All right, and it goes for the second one, and that's a nat 1. Darn it! And
Oh, thank God, I thought you were a bullet.
once again, you hear the bullywug. Murzol, escuraba! And it goes back up to Bluey. Bluey is restrained, isn't he?
You gotta make a strength check.
Okay, that is a 12.
No.
Damn it. He is restrained by Earth.
You're not even gonna try? Come on!
He's
Gary.
still in the grease. Can he still fall prone?
I imagine so.
Yeah, so he has to roll.
All right, Dex.
Yep.
That's an 11.
Oh, he finally slips in the grease.
He slips and is kind of rolling in place because he's got a donut of earth around him in the fist. Gary, you are next.
All right. Yeah, I don't think he can do anything better than throw rocks at it. So he's gonna throw rocks at it. Well, that was a nat 1. And again, he uses his bonus action to tell the monkey, keep clapping!
Hang on. You slingshot this rock.
Yep.
You're aiming.
Aiming down.
You stumble or something that you don't hit it with as much force. The rock hits the bullywug. It's just like right in the throat that it spits out just a drop of acid that hits you in the mouth.
Oh!
And you feel the skin around your face, around your mouth burning. All
Do I
right.
take any damage for that, or just like...
You know what's happening.
Shame.
Well, okay, so I don't take damage then.
Shame.
You know what? Take a D4 now that you ask. Why do you have to
Yeah,
ask? It's like
thank
the
you.
person who asks, do we have homework?
Because I want Gary to suffer. He was created for suffering. It's only 1 damage.
1 hit point of
didn't
damage
mean
as
it, Gary.
your skin around your
Valuable to
mouth
us.
begins burning.
Oh, wait, keep clapping.
Oh, yes! Keep clapping. What do I roll?
Oh, I roll.
The monkey claps.
11.
No.
Okay. Gary tries to tell it, I think. He's like, keep clapping! But because he's so shocked from like the acid that has hit his face, he like smutters over the words and the monkey doesn't really know what to do.
It claps all right, but it's
just normal
it's
clapping.
A normal mistake.
Alright.
Version 2, some run instead.
Yeah. That's a nat 20.
Yes! Wow!
Hold on, how many d6s do you need?
So many dice!
I know, it's great.
38? 38 damage.
Whoa!
You run in there and you poke it between the earth fingers that are grappling this thing. You go right for the fleshy bits. Because it was an Act 20, I'm even going to say that you're so up close and personal that when you hit it and blood gushes and erupts, you realize that it already had a scratch around the neck bone area that it definitely didn't get here in the stadium. It is fresh, and once again you hear over your shoulder, Morsol, Okvar, Scaramouche! As the bullywug continues to try to give orders to no avail. Griff, good job.
The fact that it's not dead is...
I know, that's what I'm like.
It is looking really bad. Really, really bad.
Griff is gonna get up there with Mistake.
Badass walk as the earth releases him.
And they think I'm the dangerous one. Jeez, Mistake. He looks at it, hovers his non-scaled hand over it, and is just picturing his brain and trying to squish it.
Can I help you out here? Because this is the ability that was unlocked in story because of what happened, it makes more sense for it to be your scaled arm,
Okay.
glowing purple the way it did.
Oh, right. Thank you.
So I want to say, like, even before you're like considering what to do, your arm is calling. Your arm's hungry. It begins glowing purple, and once again stinging. It needs to release. It needs that release. You walk up to it.
We're gonna walk up to it, and like a hand that's trying to cast a demon out.
Yeah.
But just trying to squish his brain from the inside.
Yeah, it's -2. 14.
Oh, it goes to the runner.
It goes to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you reach out. You try to let out that energy that is building up within you.
And it refracts me.
I was gonna say, it just like blinks a couple of times, almost as if it's realizing what you're trying to do to it, and then boom, you let it out, but it reverberates. Can you make an intelligence save? Yes!
That one.
Oh boy.
You feel the blast such that it drops you on your back, and we're gonna leave it at that for now. Everybody just sees Griff fall as his own spell
It must be
reflected
exceptionally
against-
confusing for Mistake. Griff just saunters over, completely chill, holds out his hand, it glows purple for a second, and he's just flat on his ass.
Ooh, I'm so happy. Koss.
Can his arm be smoking purple?
Hell yeah. Koss.
Koss is going to start pulling out more paints from their belt and just like conjuring something up into the air as they drop the concentration on the hypnotic pattern, and the colors from that swirl around until they form a gigantic, gargantuan armoire. Right here with an incredibly angry face that lets out a huge Godzilla-like roar. This is major illusion, and Koss is going to have this armoire just bellow into the face of the Bullywug with the hopes that the Bullywug will be distracted and command the other things to focus on that armoire as a threat.
Terrific.
So good.
And that armoire and the other armoire both converge upon the Bullywug.
Hey!
The real one and the fake one.
Yes.
Okay, alright.
This is what I'm talking about, Michael.
No contact. This is what I'm talking about. So technically I skipped the Bullywug, but I'm going to have him go now.
Okay.
He sees this big ol' armoire and is going to back up a little, but sees the other armoire behind him. And Phoenix still there. Because she used some of her earth to lend to Griff, she's now just lying on her side, like is trying to recuperate some of that earth. The point is he's cornered still. Throws up all the acid that it did before at the students, this time at the major image, because he is panicking,
Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because things can pass through it.
at least to the Bullywug.
Yes.
So the Bullywug tries to shoot acid at it, realizing it went straight through the armoire and just goes, "Huh?" And just when Gary was almost done getting rid of the acid from his face, turns around and another splash of acid. Which, that's going to give you another D4 since you talked before.
That's what you get for talking.
Bring on the suffering.
How dare you say things in this audio medium?
I know, I'm
He's-
supposed to be a silent, diligent wife.
What? Stop it!
That was weird.
So red Slaad, or Mursol, according to the Bullywug, it's going to jump over Kaz and just slash at Kaz on the way, but also trying to hit the armoire. So Kaz first. That's an 8. Doesn't hit.
Okay.
And the second one is for the armoire, which would hit
Yep.
if it was real.
At that point, since both of the affected people would actually want to believe in it, have seen through it, Kosh is gonna drop the illusion.
That will take us back up to Blue. He is no longer restrained, but he is prone.
Yes.
So he uses his last of his movement. It is on its last bit of life. And Mistake, you notice that it does something weird. It puts a claw on Griff's shoulder. Like it's an ally. Like it's a fallen ally. And then turns to you and uses its last bit of life to slash at you.
Okay.
That's a 20-something. 22. Okay.
I'm going to use my reaction to uncanny dodge.
Yes!
And have that damage to 7.
Alright. You managed to uncannily dodge. It drew some blood, but it goes in for the gut again, this time for a jab, because it does have multi-attack. And this time, it is a 12,
Misses.
which misses. You managed to roll out of the way enough, which makes sense. He is also heavily slowed down, not doing great.
Oh, it needs 2 dexterity
yes.
saves for the
13.
fails.
Yeah!
So good.
The uncanny
Yeah.
dodge makes it so that the second attack makes him trip. That brings us up to Gary.
Okay, so Gary's going to shoot another magic stone at the Bullywug.
Okay.
14.
That will hit.
Bonus action. He's gonna throw a vial at Griff, and I want to say that this is like sugar glass, and then when it lands on Griff and shatters, it just fuck him! Which casts Healing Word on Griff, because he's on the ground, and Gary doesn't know that he's maybe evil now.
So the sugar glass rains upon Griff and turns into sparkles as it touches his flesh and absorbs into his flesh as he heals. But we'll get back to you because Mistake is next. I also want to say the rest of you guys see Gary with just a big old blotch of red over his face. Hairs sticking stubbornly, but you could literally just rub them off now. Okay, Mistake.
This thing's still up and is still trying to attack me.
It is.
So, just gonna stab it. 16.
How do you do this?
With trepidation? Mistake hasn't actually killed anything throughout all of this. And I'm not sure she really wants to hear. She has 2 daggers, so I kind of want to see if she could like pin it in place.
You
So
can pin it by like the arms.
yeah, shove the daggers there and just like stay there. And bonus action to like go over to Griff and like kneel next to him, kind of slap him in the face, try and wake him up a little. Like, Griff, what? You good?
I don't know if I like.
Okay, that's perfect. Mistake is kneeling over Griff.
Thinking like, did he somehow put himself to sleep? What's going on?
You're trying to slap him away. You're feeling his pulse. He is not showing any signs of response. And then all of a sudden, we just see his eyes open. and they are purple, glowing.
And Mistake realizes the error of her ways.
And Griff sits up. Griff, you are berserk, meaning you must attack the nearest thing to you. That being Mistake. So I'm going to leave it up to you. You can use whatever you want, or you could just literally claw. Because metagaming, this is still your teammate, but like, you're berserk, you cannot help. You need to attack the nearest thing that's alive and moving.
I'm gonna go for the grapple.
Okay.
That's what Griff does.
It does sound like what Griff does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A very painful grapple as he sinks his claws on Mistake's shoulders.
It's an 18.
18. It's a nut one.
So yeah, Mistake must be... How does Mistake feel upon this sight?
At first she was just concerned about what the hell happened to Griff. After downing the blue guy, she didn't want to just leave Griff lying on the ground next to it, right next to the sinkhole that might get bigger, so she goes over to check on him, sees the purple eyes, and is like, oh, I fucked up. And he's immediately grappled.
Yup, Griff pounces.
Yeah.
Goes to Cost. You have just witnessed something very strange around the corner from this red slot. You are witnessing mistaking Griff fighting in the middle of the field.
Do I see Griff's eyes?
Maybe not his eyes, but definitely his arm. Because he's grappling Mistake, and you definitely see that.
So Koss is going to Missy step over. Griff, listen, we're your friends, and here's that song that you liked a lot. And then he's going to play Counter Charm to attempt to break Griff out of it.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, previously, that was kind of because he was under a charm effect. But in this case, he's not charmed, he's actually immune to charm, so it feels like it wouldn't actually work in this case. Per rules of the Berserk.
Yeah. You try, but Griff is too concentrated on Mistake, so at most it's just a distraction, but he's not letting go.
Griff, stop attacking our friends like Mistake. Also, Arm War, punch the Bullywug in the face. And the Arm War is going to punch the Bullywug in the face.
Alright. It makes the Bullywug fall prone because he is that wounded. But it's oh come on. It's gotta move. It's not looking good, it's still alive, but... Up next is the red slot. Gary.
Oh shit.
You're so busy facing down the Bullywug, or looking in that direction anyway, that the slot just grabs you by the shoulders. Does your homuncular servant take damage?
Yes, it does.
So actually what it did is, it put one claw on each of your shoulders. One on yours, one on your monkey, and slashes backwards.
Oh, poor little monkey is shredded to pieces.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, monkey's gone.
Gary, though, can you roll me a Constitution saving throw?
I can. Dirty 20.
That's so good. When you're lying backwards on the grass, you realize that something's moving in your shoulder.
Oh.
There's not just the scratch and the blood, there's also a bubble that has grown and a tadpole that is trying to crawl in there.
Oh, fuck that!
Yeah, you're able to just flick it away. You realize he just tried to implant you. That was red, so it goes to the Bullywug. It's gonna provoke an opportunity attack from the armoire, to be fair, but it will try to jump into the hole to escape.
18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Yeah.
7 points of damage.
Is this lethal? Fucking armoire.
I think the armoire can't be lethal, but...
Can it fall on top of it and open doors?
Yeah, I love that. So it's just gonna fall on top of the Bullywug and close it up.
As the Bullywug's trapped. It is non-lethal, it is unconscious, but it is in there. Gary, you're next.
Gary can't really do anything when he's close, so I think he's gonna disengage, get the fuck away as much as he can.
King uses the Dragon's Guard shield to shield you if you want.
Amazing.
Get behind me.
He's realized he kind of fucked up by healing Griff. So this time he tries to heal Mistake, who's actually grappled. And he has another vial, again made of like this sugar glass that'll break when it hits her. But just because of the way things are set up and Mistake being on the ground, I want to say he like bowls it like along the ground.
Nice,
it just kind of rolls over to her. And it still says fuck him.
And that's your whole turn?
It is.
Mistake.
Okay, so I've looked it up. and being grappled does not prohibit me from casting somatic spells. So, I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on Griff. So please roll me a wisdom save with disadvantage.
19 minus 1.
Yes!
Great.
How does this look?
La Mistake is being grappled. Her hands are like pinned to her side. But that's where her material component pouch is. So while she's being grappled, she like reaches her hand into the component pouch to pull these things out, does a little tiny wave of the feather in the air. Griff, I think we should talk maybe. I didn't sign up to be your main squeeze.
That's so bad.
Messed up. That's
Yes. Griff falls over.
Falls prone and is incapacitated for the moment.
I also feel the need to high five you because I high five Tyler. Yeah, go gruesome twosome. You are next. So on your turn, you just make a wisdom save.
7.
You don't pass. You continue to laugh. I'm so sorry.
This is fucking good narrative.
Koss, you are next.
Koss was preparing another illusion spell, but seeing that Griff is handled, they're going to move the illusion over to surround the slot instead, and a padded soft chamber springs up around the slot with loud music playing, saying, "Everything is fine. You are surrounded by friends. Feel better. Remember who you are."
Don't kill anyone.
Well, soft mood lighting fills this entire chamber surrounding the slot.
Is this major illusion?
Major image, yeah.
Major image?
On its turn, it can make an investigation check to determine that it's fake.
Which is now. It is Red Slot's turn. It is the only one that's still alive. So it's going to use its turn to slash at the wall, see if anything happens. All right, -2. 8!
That definitely fails, but if it has cause to physically interact with the walls, then it could also just do that as its action.
Yeah. He goes towards Koss because Koss cast the spell. For its second attack, it is going to slash at Koss as it just bursts through the image of this padded cage. Nope. That's an 8. Bursts through the image but rolls on the ground because his foot sunk in Gary.
All right.
There's only one enemy left.
And there's only red. I think that would be based of food poisoning.
Yeah. Botulism.
He'll just kind of scoot a little and spray a baster at the red slod.
Okay. Yeah. Its stomach begins to churn and it's just... and it almost like snaps out of it as you, Gary, notice that behind him, on his back, there is a scratch that he didn't get in the stadium. It is not a scratch that came from Griff, it came from no one here. Mistake, you're up.
Wait, and stabby stab.
Stab!
19.
You come in from behind him and you stab him, and you too see that much like the blue slot, it's got some scratches that you don't recognize from your allies having made it. Griff, can you please make a wisdom saving throw?
11.
Well, you continue to laugh your ass off.
You have your inspiration that you get out to this.
15.
That is higher than my spell save DC.
Yes!
And you get 5 temporary hit points.
Your laugh, Griff, begins to fade, and you realize that you are just lying face up on the field, and you hear the slide growling in the distance and your friends attacking it, and you sit up. You realize you've missed some of the fight.
Your abs hurt from laughing, you kind of tearing up a bit, and you don't remember why.
He looks down and just, wow, they look great.
And you know what? I'll let you have a bonus.
Griff wants to walk up to Blue.
Blue is unconscious.
Yeah, I know. Griff is looking at Blue.
Okay.
And I'm imagining he's still kind of hazy.
Yeah.
And he does it again. He casts Mind Sliver, so it'd have to...
I think because he's unconscious, he automatically fails.
Does it just outright kill him?
I think it would.
I think you're just killing him, yeah.
The unconscious blue slot opens its eyes and begins to twitch immediately. I'm not even gonna have him roll. He fails, and he's at 0 hit points. So this, whatever you're doing to him, I want to say like your hand started glowing purple and it almost spread again, but this time you took control of it and it didn't go past the wrist, and it just kills the blue slot. It just twitches to its death.
It's like pulse.
Yeah. All right. Koss, you're up.
Koss looks over at Griff and's like, "Oh, good, you're back!" And looks away before seeing Griff actually just kill another thing. As they turn back to the red slot, and their face changes into a nightmarish form of what are frogs afraid of? A big stork.
Does Koss turn into an Aarakocra?
Yeah, let's go with that. That's basically what the slot is going to see as Koss casts Dissonant Whispers on it. It's going to need to make a wisdom save, please.
Yes, absolutely. -2 is 9.
13 points of psychic damage.
Nice.
Okay.
And it needs to use its reaction to move as far away from me as possible. So back into the padded room.
2. It's going to trigger opportunity attacks.
From both
of you.
Yep. From basically all three of them.
In the armoire. Yeah. Shit.
Koss got a nat 1. The armoire got a 10.
Nope, none of those hit.
19.
Yes, that'll hit.
11 piercing.
Okay, yeah.
You get sneak attack.
Ah,
And
18.
Can the slot make a con save also?
That one.
Alright, it takes 8 points of thunder damage and inspiration explodes.
All right, I'm gonna have to have you guys explain how this happens, please.
Mystique doesn't want to kill things. She's very wary of that. So I think as it leaves, instead of stabbing it, hits it at the back of the head with the hilt of the rapier. And that does thunder.
Yeah.
To Mystique's surprise, it is very loud.
And I think the slot stumbles a little bit, dazed, into the illusory padded chamber before collapsing onto the floor. We see the interior of it with just lying there for a little bit, and then as confetti shoots out from the padded chamber, and a party note.
Party blower?
Yeah, party blower, congratulations, you have calmed yourself.
I love that. And that brings us out of initiative, which means I can finally take a bathroom break. And we can feed the kitties too.
I shall feed the kitties.
So, you find yourselves in this empty stadium. You can hear the noise in the distance. You know that there's more action happening around you. Not so much screaming, but just organizing, very loud organizing, as every now and then the ground kind of shifts. But most importantly, you find yourselves in the stadium with your party and King. One Slaad is unconscious, the Bullywug is unconscious inside of the armoire, and one Slaad is dead.
Can I investigate the scratches on this guy?
Yeah, immediately Mistake runs to the slots.
Into the padded room,
Yeah.
but she knows it's an illusion, so it's immediately. 24?
Yeah, when you examine the slot's body, you see the superficial claw wounds all over its skin on its back, and you notice that there are some tiny pieces of chipped chitin on them, embedded within the wound, and the wound itself looks infected, and there's just chipped chitin.
Gonna collect samples to give to Gary ultimately.
He'll come over. He'd seen the scratches as
Yeah.
well.
There's stuff in it. I'm collecting the stuff in it.
The stuff?
Yeah, chitin kind of.
Oh, can I check this out?
I want to say that you have access to a powder that will provoke a chemical reaction if the thing you are examining is from this realm. And
Sure.
it does not. Meaning you can deduce very quickly that this chitin is not from this realm.
Yep. That seems like Mage Hunter chitin, unless it's another fey creature.
Were they somehow under control from a mage hunter?
I mean, that makes some sense, right? If the larva corrupted the Eldritch Bomb, that put things under its control, it follows that Mage Hunters can do something like that.
Which then means they have the capability to infect living creatures. Something the Eldritch Bomb
Couldn't
never
do. Fuck.
Meanwhile, out in the field, Griff and Koss are there. And before Cos can even do anything, King, having seen all of this and being lawful good in nature, runs up and immediately puts a shield between you and Griff. And looking at Griff but talking to Cos will say like, be careful.
Oh,
I've seen,
yes.
I've read about possessed people.
Griff?
This is not good. Be careful, man.
Griff, are you back with us?
Can you read its mind?
Can you what?
Can you read that thing's mind? Slaad's mind.
Yeah. Yes, I can. Are you back with us?
I'm still here. I don't know, I know what he's not killing those things.
I'm gonna detect thoughts. It's gonna be multi-purpose, but it's gonna be first of all to make sure it's Griff's head in there.
I'll allow it to.
Okay. Yeah, you feel Cos trying to dig into your mind a little. Yeah, you realize he's not Berserk anymore. He's with you. Past that, though, what are you trying to read from it?
What I would hope to get out of this is just to basically experience a fragment of the Berserk that Griff.
So it's severe anger, this very strong desire to protect everyone. What would Bjorn Burninghammer think? Those things need to die. There is no value to keeping these things alive. He's going to kill them. It's gonna happen. Like that's his.
Cos is gonna just be like, all right, we're gonna address what I'm seeing later, but for now, Cos is also going to try to intrude into the Slaad's mind and then have the armoire spit out the Bullywug and intrude into the Bullywug's mind.
Okay.
What are they dreaming about?
The red Slaad, when you shift your detect thoughts towards the red Slaad, it's hungry, kill. And then when you dig deeper, it is very clearly thinking, the F Squad. Find the F Squad. Capture F Squad.
Good, we are back to this.
And then you shift towards the Bullywug. There you go. That is a 2.
Love
The
it.
Bullywug, when you shift towards him, and he's just kind of snoring at this point, the Bullywug feels a lot more like a humanoid brain that you're digging into. I didn't even think of a voice for this guy, but now I have to. It's very croaky.
Deranged Kermit. Its throat.
It's over here. A vein. I can't do the range Kermit.
That's a distinct enough voice.
Okay. So he thinks
You gotta keep it. You just keep it right there.
this wasn't supposed to happen. This wasn't supposed to happen. More so, Krova, curse you. He's just a lot of lamenting, a lot of I came after these guys and look what they've done. They've ruined the mission. And those are his feelings. Those are his thoughts.
Okay.
Mistake has a theory that her earring works better and gives her more interesting historical information about something she is physically closer to or otherwise just knows a lot more about, like emotionally closer to. And that is why she couldn't really get good information on the Underdark because she's never been there and doesn't really know much about it. But she is right next to this thing. She wants to see she can use her earring to get any information about the moment that it got these scratches.
Yeah. As you're hovering over the red Slaad and Gary's right next to you collecting the chip chitin.
Gary's just talking on about everything and Mistake just kind of zones out.
So, if you have this kind of powder, it only reacts to things that are from this realm. And as you can see, there's no reaction here.
And his voice just sort of fades out.
So I'm trying to figure out how to do this because they were speaking in an unknown language before. How to make it fair.
I mean, I can cast comprehend languages first before doing
If you have that spell slot,
Yes.
then perfect. That's
Oh, yeah,
all
I do.
right.
Griff is keeping an eye on what is happening because once that thing doesn't serve a purpose.
And I want to say even the king shielding
Griff from
Cos
everyone.
and Griff for everyone from Griff. And we fade in to the sounds of footsteps. You dive into that memory. You have a target, a very clear one. After casting Comprehend Languages, everything becomes very clear. You hear those footsteps, and you hear the Dragon's Guard. They're within a mile. If we stay quiet, we can make sure we... And then you hear a growl. Okay, don't make any sudden sounds. And it won't hurt us as long as we do the sign. To this side. But you just hear the growling, the very familiar growling from the Slaadi. No, don't attack, quick, don't attack, no! And then that just turns into more growling and scratching. It lasts about a minute, and then the growling of the Mage Hunter retreating. As you hear the whimpers of the Bullywug. Oh shit, fuck. Oh, look what they've done to you. Fuck. Okay. I guess I'll go back and tell the others. And as he's walking away, you hear the growls again from the Slaadi, and then digging earth. Like, wait, where are you going? Come back! And then the Bullywug dives in after them. And then you come right back to it. Yes.
It hurts.
It hurts a lot.
Dizzy, vertigo, almost falls, kind of wavers in place.
Gary's still going on.
Yeah.
And so that's why it doesn't have any of those kinds of Are you okay?
Yeah, no, just headache. It didn't infect them when they were alive. It killed them. I think.
Oh, I guess that's good. It's at least more consistent.
Yeah, I'd rather they not be able to infect living things, but also a mage hunter can really hurt people. Also, I think this was within an hour of campus.
Oh, okay, that's not so
There's
good.
a mage hunter within an hour of campus is what I'm hearing.
I think so. Yeah, I heard someone say that the Dragon's Guard are an hour away or something.
Great. Also, bad news. Turns out somebody's gunning for the F squad again this year. Sounds like these Slaadi were sent specifically for us.
So, the mage hunters...
Sounded like they encountered the mage hunter by surprise. The Bullywug was trying to avoid it. The Slaadi just attacked it, and then this happened.
As this conversation is happening within 15 feet of you, Griff is standing there. King has got that Dragon's Guard shield that he found against you, and he goes, "You just stay right there, mate. Please. Don't make this hard. Okay? Just stay till the others do. I'm sure they'll be done talking soon. Stay where you are. Please."
I appreciate your moxie, King.
Moxie.
I don't have to go anywhere to do this. And his hand flexes out again. It's purple. And
Mistake?
And then he closes it. Mind sliver.
Oh, you bitch. Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Rather than wait and see what he can do with it, he's like, yeah, I know I can do this. And so he just...
What are you doing? Auto fail.
Yeah.
As you guys are having this conversation amongst yourself and theorizing, the red Slaadi begins twitching in place.
As the red Slaadi stops twitching. Congratulations! You have achieved peak calmness.
Yep, peak calmness. It is dead.
And just looks at it.
What did you do?
It had to go down. That
was a living
kill you.
being.
And it was going to kill you and me and everyone else here.
He throws the shield against your chest and runs back, and it's going to try to lay on hands, but I don't think that works on a dead thing.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
So you've witnessed King having difficulties with his lay on hands. It's very clear that he wants to, and he's trying really hard, and his hands even start glowing a little, but it's just not working.
Mistake goes over to him and puts a hand on his shoulder. Says, "For what it's worth, it was dead before we fought them."
You sure?
Pretty sure. Even if we could bring it back, it was not in control of its own mind.
King will just very despondently put his hands down and say, That friend of yours? I don't trust him. You do well to stay as far away from him as you can.
Yeah, I think we have a bit to talk about.
I'm gonna go clean myself up.
Koss is gonna go over to Griff and just like plant themselves in front of Griff so that Griff can't Griff can try to look away, but Koss is just going to like grow up to Griff's height.
Can Cos be a Loxodon and use the ears?
Oh.
Fan the ears out and be like, no,
The
look
creature
only
you
at
can
me.
see!
Koss is gonna do the lockdown thing and just like come out in front of Griff and just be like, okay, now that crisis is past, are we chill? Cause you just I think
Killed the thing that was trying to kill us.
yes, and
Yeah.
and
If
you
it's dead, I'm fine.
and you were doing that way before we talked about how it was dead beforehand.
If it's not dead, then it had a chance of coming back up and going after us again. So I don't get it. Why do we have to not go to a certain point when things are trying to kill us?
Listen, it's okay. I understand. I want to make sure there's actually you in there. Because the last time you had these kinds of impulses, it wasn't. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Koss is going to put a stump on Griff's shoulder. Good to have you back.
Never left.
When they encountered the mage hunter, that made the Slaad go after us. So they could also be a completely separate, unrelated to us other thing going on across campus.
Any chance we can ask him? And he indicates the unconscious Bullywug, who is still alive.
I would get him up, but I am out of magical juju for the day.
I'm also tapped out.
Griff walks over, grab him by the lapels, and just shake him up. Hey! Hey!
Oh yeah, he wakes up.
Wake up!
Comprehend languages last an hour.
Oh, great.
Tech thoughts lasts about 10 minutes, so.
Griff and Gary, the G Squad, y'all don't.
So
It's gibberish to you.
Because Gary cannot do anything or understand anything from this interaction, he uses this minute to cast Mending on the little symbol monkey.
Aww.
Maxie made it. He's not just gonna let it be ripped to shreds.
Sure, the Bullywug is just squirming in place, and Mistake very clearly makes out what he says. Cos gets more of a vague idea, but what he says essentially is, my friends, Morsel, Crowbar, we're supposed to do a mission, damn it, let me go!
Your friends were dead before you even got here, weren't they? I don't know if he can understand mistakes.
That's what I wanted to check and detect thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you detect that he doesn't comprehend comment. No,
So I think Koss will stump on shoulder to Mistake and just say, I get that you can understand him, but I don't think he can understand you.
Do you think he understands Infernal, Elvish, or Dwarvish?
You can try, I'll let you know.
Mistake's going to say just like a simple, do you understand this language? How about this language? In the four languages that she knows, I don't think he understands any of them.
So just to make it fun, is there a language aside from common that everybody has in common?
Goblin and Dwarvish.
Dwarvish.
Also Dwarvish.
Do you know
Oh.
Dwarvish?
Loxodon, Leonin, Draconic, Common, and Celestial.
So the guy pinning him doesn't understand. Mistake tries Elvish. Nothing. No.
I don't know. Tries Infernal just for the shits and giggles.
And then tries Dwarvish.
Understanding.
Good.
And Gary also hears like, that's the one?
He kind of perks up at this while he's still fixing the symbol monkey.
So, your friends were dead before you got here, weren't they?
No.
Then what happened with the mage hunter?
Yeah, he gets quiet all of a sudden. Are you a dragon's guard?
No.
How in all hells did you know?
I know things. It's my job.
You know things.
Yup.
Who the hell are you? Oh,
Oh, you don't know who we are?
he
We're
blinks.
famous.
Cops wrote a whole song about it.
That wasn't meant to be snooty. That was more just, I was surprised that he didn't know who we are, given what...
Your friends were here specifically for us.
Oh, whoosh.
Can I roll a 1d4 for bludgeoning damage?
Did you want to knock him unconscious again?
He's got
Yeah.
1 HP, dude.
Yeah,
Knock him unconscious, wake him up again.
Oh, that's so
gosh.
unhealthy.
Dude,
Are
don't
we
roll,
just
don't roll.
torturing this guy?
For flavor. Yes, you punch him. He's just like, okay. Tell him putting me down.
So,
Between detect thoughts and a very high passive insight, do I get the sense that this guy's a victim?
Yes and no. You get the sense that he's scared of retaliation should he spiel. But I don't think that you get the sense that he's a victim.
Okay.
I think he's doing things willingly, and he's just scared because he's defenseless now.
why don't we make a deal?
What's the deal?
Now, we're not Dragon's Guard. You answer some questions and we let you go.
Well, and before he could even talk, you hear in the distance. Alright, coast is clear. Let's check the Strixhaven Stadium now. And you hear, like, the footsteps approaching. Prove it. Prove it!
Koss will motion for the armoire, and the armoire shuts him into that.
Yeah.
Well, me with them.
Sure.
Chris still holding him, so.
I don't like this. I don't like
And
this.
Koss will open up the armoire and go, shh, and then shut the door.
It's good back,
No.
Så vel har givet yoga.
No. Alright.
Lieutenant Stopheles goes right up to you guys like, holy shit, I am so sorry we left you. There was towers falling into the earth back there. There were students to protect. Are you all safe? You need potions of healing?
I think we're covered.
I mean, I'll take a potion.
Here, chucks you one.
Pockets the potion.
There were a couple of those back there. We've got our Lawhold librarian talking to them now. It would appear that they were in search of these two.
By those, you mean like
That's
other
fine.
Slaad?
Yep.
We're looking for them?
And were they... Mystics going to nudge
Yep.
the red one to show, like, the scratches? To ask, did they have any marks like this on them?
No. Between Miss Cadrin and some detect thoughts from Captain Dapplewing, we gathered that they are after these two because these two went, well, mad.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But these are the only two.
Yeah, these are
You're
the only
sure?
two Slaad that were here.
Okay.
Were the other ones also hostile to students?
Yes, but when they were getting close to death, they yielded.
Okay.
I always thought these beasts were just abhorrent and wild and feral. But it would appear that they have some amount of conscience, I guess. Anyway, okay. Fellas, please retrieve these two bodies. They are dead, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We are in the process of getting all the water back to the scriptoria and getting all the earth back to the way it was. I apologize for any inconvenience.
Do you have sign-ups for mending help, or is there
You
someone
wanna
I should
come help?
talk to?
You could probably help with all the towers need mending, yes?
Okay, great.
Out of curiosity, I understand you wouldn't know this question, but whoever takes these bodies, you could just get a general time of death? That'd be interesting.
We're taking them for this section to Witherbloom for Dean Valentin. It'll be sunset in a few hours.
Of course it's doing Valentin.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of the best one for this particular case.
Okay. I'm sorry, this is protocol. Pops open a bottle and just sprays the powder. One more time. Did you see any more of these Slaadi?
No.
Nope.
Great. Okay, carry on.
Did he just cast a truth serum on us?
I don't I think he did.
So you take him back to the base. Haas, Mistake, and Gary are heading into the base with an armoire that's just...
You know, he never showed up for my 13th birthday either.
Well, I wouldn't say the Bullywug is trying different languages on you. It just doesn't know common. Eventually, he tries a very guttural.
Oh!
To you, it sounds like, what about this one?
Oh, tune in Strixhaven. Hey, guy. Yeah.
Finally. Okay, you might want to let go of my neck a little bit because...
Why would I want to do that?
Because I can't breathe and I have asthma. Please have pity.
All right, just a little. Tell you what, I'm gonna grab you around your waist.
Okay, that works better. Hi.
No.
Okay. You killed my friend.
Yeah, I did. They were trying to kill me
That's
and my
not-
friends.
That is not cool, okay? That is very... And then the armoire just spits both Griff and the Bullywug out as they're talking in Draconic.
Don't start nothing, there won't be nothing.
Look, well, you fucking went berserk on our asses.
What do you expect?
So I see you two have made friends, I assume?
No!
I understood that one.
In Dwarvish, he'll say, this one's got a bit of temper.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Where am I?
Somewhere safe from Dragon's Guard.
You kept me from the Dragon's Guard.
Sure did.
I ain't want to forget that.
What's your name?
Morgaxor.
Sorry, what?
We are Morgaxor.
Ah, okay, so you're not actually Murdoch's. Grenshell, you're...
I'm Morgaxor!
I mean, keep saying that and we probably will just stab you, and I don't think you really want that.
We are Morgaxor.
Great, so you are Oric. Is that correct?
This wasn't supposed to happen, alright?
I figured.
We was sent here to do cleanup
Clean up for what?
from last year.
But everything y'all tried to do last year failed. So what were you trying to clean up?
I don't like I can't understand this.
Oh, I know.
What?
The Scriptoria.
What?
Was that your goal?
No, what? No? Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
sounds to me like we could get a pretty interesting list.
What?
Books from the Scriptoria.
No, listen here. We ain't. I ain't what you think I is, okay? I ain't no threat. I do the dirty work, okay?
Here's the thing.
And by the dirty work, I don't mean the violent work. I mean I do the actual dirty work. Like, they caught me cleaning the latrines. So, like, I would appreciate a little bit of mercy here.
Yeah, of course. I just want you to know who you're dealing with in case you haven't figured it out. Do you know the name of the F Squad?
Yeah, do I know?
Great.
You know we pissed off at you, right?
Yes.
We are pissed off.
Aren't you pissed off at me, Morgaxor?
Thank you, yeah.
So, here's the thing. If you know who we are, then you know what we can do, and then you might know that I can read minds. And
And you can resist fire. Points at mistake.
that's kind of just a...
That's a
it's
pretty
tiefling
common
thing,
tiefling
right?
thing.
And you were too good for us. Okay, we got some alchemists in our team, but somehow you just... How the hell did you come up with the antidote?
You're not actually expecting me to answer that, right?
Listen, what I'm trying to get at is, we can do this either the way where you tell us, and we're nice, or you don't tell us, and I read your mind, we learn anyway, and we're less nice. Okay.
What a deal. Excuse me. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
I
okay?
know,
I
I know you don't like this.
Look at these hands. Why is your feline friend laughing at me, okay? You know what these hands do? They clean up people's shit. Have you ever done that? No.
Mistake will say in Dwarvish. No, he actually did work as a janitor all of last year. So yes, actually, he has.
I rescind that. I'm sorry, okay? I honestly, like, you know, cleaning the latrines, you know, most people think it's gross, but I personally find it to be highly therapeutic because you get to work with your hands. So, ask away.
So, first things first, what were you here to clean up?
Them books.
Can you list the books?
I could, but if I did, first of all, I would probably fall unconscious. Second of all, if he found out, he'd kill me.
Who's he? If you're Morgoth's sword.
We would kill.
It doesn't really work, right?
Because if you all are the same person, then killing any one of you would weaken the whole, wouldn't it?
Right, but see, when Morgoth's sword says it, that we are all one, I feels it, okay, I feels it.
And how's it feel knowing that he'll gladly kill you?
Not great.
Yeah, not great, huh?
Okay. You did foil our plans last year with the collector. Now, of course, the collector is on Morgoth's horse death list now, which is so funny. Anyway, sorry.
Yes, so funny.
I can't say it, okay? I can't write it neither, but...
Can you think it?
Quick asides. Costa's gonna pull Mistake aside. Detect thoughts. Wore off on the way here. I was bluffing.
I can do it, but only once.
Okay, good.
And then I have to, like, sleep for a really long time.
Do it.
So, can you think it?
Yeah. And you will think of it.
Alright, and Mistake's gonna use her single detect thoughts for the day.
Okay. You will think the lore of LaRue, which you own now, and the curious case of Wisteria Vale. You also can detect... No, but that third one doesn't matter because we got it.
Tell me the name anyway.
The Price of Beauty.
Got them?
We got them, and we know one was in the scriptoria. Otherwise, why would they go there?
Alright, well...
We've looking alright. Couldn't find shit. But wherever it is, must have traveled somewhere around this campus.
Okay, well, that's an open lead for us to look into later. For now, where was this mage hunter that you encountered?
Oh, no, you ain't gonna tell me that much. That you ain't he gonna kill me, y'all.
Why? You haven't said anything to us.
That's true. That's true. And my conscience is clear. Okay, he will think. In the mountains. And it was the runaway one, alright? It was the mama. Ain't too happy. Ain't too happy at all. And I think at this point he'll just spiel it. He is so tense. He starts thinking of how to get through that gesh, I think it's called.
Yeah.
All right. You know what you're doing to me, right? I don't think I can go back there. I can't go back there, not after all this.
We can find a way to protect you.
Can you?
Of course we can, with the F squad.
She ain't very happy with us.
She?
The Mage Hunter Queen?
We done took her larva. Mugaxor, he had us take the larva into the books to have them evolve. And the mama will eventually, she started. They intelligent creatures, these things, okay? Mugaxor treats them like they're his hands, but they're not, they're intelligent. She caught on to what was happening, and eventually, like a mother, got defensive about her young. She went rogue. Ain't no longer with us. So, for your good, you gotta find the books. Keep the babies under Aura control, and all will be good. I think.
Yeah, except for all the people that the Auric would then kill with
I mean,
said
that's
mage hunters.
justified. I mean,
Is it? I kind of disagree.
Also, if you lost control of one mage hunter, what makes you think you won't lose control of an army of mage hunters?
that's easier to handle when they're in, herd mentality.
And they're all going to grow up, and at least some of them...
I'm going to reproduce.
Yeah.
Listen, I ain't thought about it this far. I don't know if you have, but...
Great.
And now he's just tapping his foot, panicking, thinking, oh man, am I gonna die? Did I just sign my death sentence?
Mystic's going to swap to common since he doesn't know common.
He doesn't.
And everyone else does. Alright, so recap. The Auric lost control of a mage hunter queen. That queen is now in the mountains. That queen is very upset that the Auric took all of her lava. And all of those lava are now in 3 books.
2 books.
Well, yes, 3 books total, but we have one, took care of that. The Auric have another. 3rd is somewhere on campus. Though, more pertinent, this guy seems like he could be a useful informant.
He's gonna nudge Griff and then Draconic ask, what are they saying? Am I F-Squad now?
Punches him in the face.
And he falls unconscious for a bit.
He wanted me to tell him what we're talking about.
You could have just not sent him.
This is better.
Okay. I don't know if he'd be a great informant, especially not now.
But, I don't know, he just told us a ton of stuff, and it feels better if we do like a witness protection thing.
It certainly seems like we have to do something with him.
I mean, my first thought is dappling.
You mean?
Kind of said we wouldn't do that, though.
Dappling's not Dragon's Guard.
That's true.
I think she would count in his mind.
Valentin? I feel like Valentin would just kill him.
Yeah, probably.
What about the unseen?
To take the Bullywug.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That makes sense. They're not the Dragon's Guard.
Do we have a way of contacting the unseen?
I do.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes the most sense, I think.
Cool.
We just, it's a letter. that
Do
we
they
need to
speak
send,
Dwarven?
So, they're Dwarven members.
Okay.
So at least they do. Dwarven's not that unusual of a language.
I'm kind of surprised that this guy seems to speak at least 3 languages, none of which are common.
Right?
Yeah!
Extremely
So
worldly.
he's a little weird.
He's just an asshole.
Maybe he's just a hipster.
Maybe.
Can't learn it because it's too
He's just an
cool.
asshole.
So ultimately, I'll send a letter to the unseen. They can collect him, and we just need to, keep him safe till then.
Board him up here? In the basement?
As this thinky discussion is going on, Gary goes to stroke his beard and he's like, damn!
Yeah, it just rubs right off.
What? Oh man, that was really starting to. I always loved it.
Oh, well, I guess it'll grow back.
We just see an outline of red where the goatee used to be.
I mean, up to you ultimately, but maybe keep it off for now.
Okay, I know you hated it and most people hated it. I liked it.
I mean, ultimately,
really
do
great.
whatever you feel most comfortable in. But if this affects your decision any, Katarus doesn't like facial hair.
I'm sorry, how long have you known this?
About 24 hours. I've had
As this is happening, Griff, a clockwork servant rolls by, Strixhaven, stop, just drops off a pile through the window. So I want to say just for flavor, it falls right at your feet. And the headline reads, Vice Captain Bjorn Burninghammer cuts off own son.
Well,
Even just from the first few sentences you read, it'll say that Vice Captain Bjorn Burninghammer is, for the time being, cutting off all funds. There's even a quote that says, There comes a time in every man's life when he must teach his son a lesson. The message sinks in pretty immediately that you are being cut from the family funds.
ow.
He loses Bart, right?
Thanks
Art's
for that
on
spoiler, Michael. At that same time. Bart emerges from the basement. He's carrying a box. Oh, you're here. Who is that?
A temporary ally.
Oh, okay. Sir, do you have a moment in private?
Yeah, Bart. Of course.
Great. And he just takes you aside. He's carrying his box of belongings, which don't have that much in them. Well, I don't know if you've heard the news. This morning, your father made a speech. You might have been at Mage Tower practice, and then all hell broke loose. But Master Griff, I've been called back to Burning Hammer Manor. I did not have any communication with you per your father's requests. Furthermore, your funds are to be cut as well, so any food, school supplies you might want to buy are also going to be out of pocket for you. But that includes me. And he looks back over his shoulder as the F-Squad is presumably, still talking amongst each other.
Still conferring what to do with our Bullywug friend.
Master Griff. He leans in and looks you right in the eye, and he lets go and shows a very vulnerable side of him, and he says, I've served this family for 4 generations. And by the gods, I haven't had this much fun. I just wanted you to know that this has been this has been quite something, knowing you and your friends. That's all.
Yeah, I love you too. Bartholomew.
I shall take my leave for now. And he heads out the door. Hello everyone! Thank you for joining us again this week. This episode was recorded in Watertown, Massachusetts, also known as the traditional land of the Pecosset and Nanantum peoples. I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of the talented musicians that helped bring this podcast to life with their amazing music. We've provided a link to their web pages in the description. I would also like to thank our talented players, Tyler Rubin, Rin Garnett, Michael Yang, and Nikki Aguilar Thompson. This story would not be the same without their wonderful creativity. I've been your host and DM, Alex Aguilar Thompson, and I hope to see you here again next week for another episode of Roleplay Radio.